Hey folks, let's see how they work. It took me like 4 tries to get this going. All right. Okay, so multiple ways that you can solve these kind of problems. You can convert it into a decimal. You would do that by taking 3 and dividing by 4. Right? Get to 0.75, and then that would be 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So you can solve that way. You could also multiply by the common denominator. The common denominator between this fraction and this fraction would be 4. So if you do that, you would have to multiply every term by 4. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 4 is 3. You can either think about it as what is 3/4 of 4, and that is 3. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8. What is half of 4? That gives you 2. 4 times 1 is 4, divided by 2 is 2. Okay, and then that gives us negative 20. And then I'm going to take this 2x, subtract it over here. That gets us 2x plus 8 equals negative 20. Then I'm going to subtract over here. Those cancel. And I end up with 20. And then you got to make sure you hit the plus negative, right? To make it negative, don't do it before. You got to do it after you put in the number. Then I'm going to subtract 8 to get to negative 28. Look at that. Okay. Number 2, we have we're going to distribute here and here. 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times 4 is 12. Now I'm going to take this 15x to the other side because I want to combine my variables, but I start seeing that this is looking very odd to me. So I have 12 equals negative 8, but 12 does not equal negative 8. So this is a special solution, and that solution is no solution. Okay. So whenever you get you have numbers on both sides with no variables and they're different numbers, that's a no solution. Now right here, same kind of thing. We're going to distribute. We got 12x plus 6 equals 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6. And we can see that we have the same thing on both sides. You could keep solving if you wanted to. Like I could take that 12x and subtract it to the other side. Those cancel. I get 6 equals 6, which again looks weird to me. I don't have a variable again. But in this case, which is different here, I had different numbers on each side. In this case, I have the same number on both sides. What that means is that this has infinite solutions. Basically, any number for x that you put in here is going to give you a solution for this. Okay. Okay. Now, again, we're going to distribute this 1/3. So there's a couple ways we could do this. We could get rid of the fractions completely by multiplying by the denominator of 3. If we did that, we would multiply this 1/3 by 3, this 4, this negative 4x, and then 19 by 3. We would not multiply the numbers inside the parentheses by the 3 because basically multiplying by the 3 outside kind of already takes care of that. So that's one way to do it. You could also just take 1/3 of 9, which is 3, or since this 3 is on the bottom of the fraction, that means it's a division. If you're dividing by 3, 1 divided by 3, that's what that fraction is. This is also 1 times 9, which is 9, and then divided by 3 is 3. Okay, same thing right here. 3 times 1 is 3, and divided by 3 is 1. And then I bring down everything else that I haven't done anything with. I'm going to combine these like terms. So that gets me 3x plus 5 is negative 4x plus 19. And then I like to kind of work with my variables first. So I add 4x. I'm adding because that's the opposite of that subtraction, the inverse. So now down to 7x plus 5 equals 19. Now I got to bring that 5 over. It's positive, or we're adding, so I'm going to do the opposite, or subtract. That gets us to 14. Now I'm multiplying this 7 times this x, so the opposite is that division. So I divide by 7 on both sides, and I get x equals 2. There you go. Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Employee discount 60%. He got a little cheeseburger and a large fry. The original price of the cheeseburger was $11.20. After George uses his discount, he paid a total of $11.28. This is the equation for that scenario. So we're going to figure out what the meaning of the variable is. If we kind of just take a look at this right here, we can see that this 0.6 is the same kind of in each circumstance, right? And this 11.20, well, I know that that is the price of the burger right here. So I can think, well, what else did the kid buy, right? He got a cheeseburger and a fry. So this X basically means the price of the large fry before the discount. Oops, sorry. Price of the large fry before the discount. And then we are going to solve this problem. I've got this right here. I'm going to multiply those together. So I've got 0.6 times 1120. I get 672. So that right there, that's 672, is basically the price of the hamburger after the discount. And then I'm going to bring that to the other side. I'm going to subtract because that's the opposite of that addition, the inverse right there. The 1128 divided by, or sorry, minus 6.72 gets us to 456. And then I'm going to divide by that 0.6 on both sides, because again, that's the opposite of that multiplication, and I get 760. So this 760 right here is just, I'll just kind of bring that down there, and yeah, so provide the value of x. That would be how you solve that. Yay, it's so fun, math is so great.